On today's episode of SEO Lunch, we talk about best practices for subject lines in your next email campaign. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of SEO Lunch. I'm your host, Dan. SEO Lunch is your weekly look at inbound marketing tips, SEO tricks, and then we sometimes have other little nuggets of information when it comes to marketing your website or your brand. As always, this is brought to you by our Slocum Themes website, slocumthemes.com. Please visit, try our products for free in the demo, and of course, you can purchase them right from there. Let us know what you think about all of our wonderful themes. We think you're going to like them. This week's episode of SEO Lunch is all about email. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about email images, and a lot of you really liked our discussion on images being displayed. You really talked about it. You wanted me to talk a little bit more about email marketing. So that's what we're going to do today. And this time, we're going to turn our subject down to the subject line. So what are you supposed to write in that subject line to get people's attention, to get them to click, things like that? And the first thing I want to start with before they even see it is words to avoid and things you don't want to do. The problem is images won't display on many email clients if it detects that an email is spammy. It might not even make it to your inbox. It might go right in the spam folder. And there really isn't a secret sauce at this point as far as, Google knows that I'm a good business. That's not how that works. If Google detects that your email is spammy, it's going to put it in the spam folder, whether or not that was your intention or not. The way we know this is think about maybe the last time you went to a store and purchased a product and got your receipt emailed to you. What you might have discovered is that email doesn't show up anywhere you go to pull it up. You can't find it. That email might have very well gone to your spam folder. I know I've seen it happen to me myself before when I go and buy products and then want to return them. So you have to be careful with wording that you use in the subject line. Typically, you want to avoid words like free, help, % off, things that sound like sales pitches. You want to avoid those because those are kind of like, red button items that it's going to say, oh, this isn't it. Go into the spam folder. So you want to watch out there. Okay. A couple other tips you want to have here for creating these subject lines. Putting your company name actually does a really good job of getting people to read. So in our case, we might write Slocum Studio or Slocum Design Studio in our emails, depending on who we're targeting at the time. It's really great practice there. I invite you to subscribe to our email list if you want to see some of these in practice because they're good examples right there, right? So like you could say things like company name newsletter. So in our case, Slocum Studio newsletter, stuff like that to get people to see it a little bit more easily. You're also going to want to throw it around a little bit, depending on how much you submit a subject line. So if you say, okay, if I say Slocum Studio newsletter, Slocum Studio newsletter number 2, Slocum Studio newsletter number 3, or Slocum Studio August, Slocum Studio September, Slocum Studio October, whatever it might be, that gets really boring for people. And if you're putting these out with a high enough proximity of each other, you're going to want to tweak the message a bit because people get bored, sick of it. They'll notice and they will unsubscribe. So you want to be careful. When you're doing that and when you're practicing these different things, you don't want to be too bold either. You want to avoid using lots of exclamation points. You want to avoid putting a lot of caps lock on your text. So not too much capitalization, not too much exclamation. This also tends to be a little spammy. People get put off by it and will click off. You also want to keep your email title very short. 30 to 50 characters usually, 50 characters being the maximum. It's been tested before. Great resource. I think I got it right off MailChimp actually, one of the email marketing systems. Basically says, 50 characters or more, what's going to happen is people are going to stop clicking on it. It's just way too long. You've ever heard the phrase TL semicolon DR or TLDR, means too long, didn't read. The title definitely applies with the subject line because people aren't going to read that. They're not going to take action. And then in short, you want to be boring, which for me, as somebody who's kind of passionate about it, likes to write kind of fun things. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you just have to be boring. And in subject lines, that is unfortunately the case. Studies have been proven, and I've researched myself a lot of this, and it definitely tends to be the case that more boring titles win the day. So before earlier in this little discussion, when I said Slocum Studio newsletter, Slocum Studio's most recent posts, things like that. Slocum Studio resource, things like that. As boring as they are, those are the things that are effective when marketing to others with your email campaign. So I hope you guys found that helpful. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. I'm sure we'll have an article attached to this as well that you can go to as a resource. As always, hit the big red subscribe button. Excuse me, I'm tongue-tied today. The big old red subscribe button. You can subscribe to us right on the website. And of course, as always, check out our Slocum themes at slocumthemes.com and let us know what you think. Thanks a lot, guys.